Yeah, people drink. People
So
like to
yeah,
drink.
for me, it was interesting as well. Like I received an email around 1 month after the show, and also very nice. We had a couple Zoom calls,
Hmm.
due diligence process. Um, Arlene told me so many nice words. I haven't heard so much good stuff from my parents in my life that she told me, like how she admires the way I do the business,
Yeah,
etc. Like the actual concept of not imposing any regulations or obligations
yeah.
on the owners, etc. And then as a part of due diligence, that was pretty bold move for me. She's like, one day emailing me, "Hey Vlad, can we order 3 coffee bikes for our brand Balzac's Coffee, which is a big chain of coffee shops, and they also sell retail coffee
Hmm.
beans, etc." I'm like, "Of course I can." And just that part of due diligence, we delivered 3 coffee bikes, which is close to $100,000 purchase order.
Perfect.
That's perfect. That paid off tenfold
Yeah.
my trip to Dragon's
Toronto. Yeah.
Den. Also, I have this great brand in my portfolio, which I
Hmm.
can use B2B to other brands, showing, hey, they
Some
ordered
credibility. Yeah, yeah.
credibility. Exactly. We delivered. Uh, Things got a little tricky during my communication with the corporate team of Balzac's
Mm.
because there are so many moving parts there, and everyone is repetitively asking some questions.
A lot of layers
A
you got to
lot of
get through. Yeah,
layers.
yeah.
And honestly, at some point, I lost it a little bit. Typically, my email threads is like, 10, 20 emails, couple calls. I have like 200 email threads.
Of the
And I'm
same thing.
already like, a lot of things, a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
questions, which, again, that was a good learning experience for me to dealing with a bigger B2B corporations. We sold to like smaller coffee shops, to the
Mm.
hotel, to the university, smaller one, but not to the bigger chain with multiple layers of management and decision makers. So yeah, it was challenging, and then at some point I even wrote this big email where I was like, sort of in a polite manner, tried to deliver the message that please be more attentive to what I try to deliver to you from the very beginning. This was told, etc., etc. And then I realized that I probably crossed the border a little bit.
Mm.
And took it somehow personal where I shouldn't have taken personal, even though I didn't use any like
Sure, sure.
improper words or something. In my perception, it was like if I don't put a border at some point to define what is like acceptable and what is not, even considering the customer is always right, I would be fully drained with my energy, right? It's like the answers from me were expected right away or
Yeah,
sometimes not, but like, you know, things that I have repeated
yeah.
over and over. And then I even came to Arlene on the expo, like, what do you think? Because she was silently watching from the side.
Mm.
She was CC'd on all the
Yeah,
emails,
yeah.
but not really involved
Okay, yeah.
to them. She gave me constructive feedback saying that she understands my side, but also like in a way that I shouldn't expect everyone to think and behave as entrepreneurs, being based on my entrepreneurship experience, etc. Which I accepted. We had another video call, etc. But we also came to the conclusion, and we are still like in touch.
Hmm.
Like I can shoot her an email that, um, and I came personally to the conclusion that even if I'm giving up 10 or 15% of my company due to escalated level of respect and obligatory feeling inside me, I will feel like this is a 50-50 relationship. I will feel like every move from now on, if I accept this investment, would be almost watched or dictated partially 50-50
See.
by somehow.
Okay.
I felt like I don't want this.
Mm.
Like, I had this franchise restaurant in my life where I couldn't move left or right without asking for permission. I had a couple businesses with partners, 50-50, which prevented me from my full creativity and execution. Here now, she's the nicest person ever, very supportive. But when money is involved, I'm sure this can be somehow related to Manjit as well. That might be a different conversation. When people already give you the money, they expect the result.
Mm.
That's how I assume, again, I never gave anyone $200,000 check or whatever, but maybe there is a dark side of this. Dark side in a way where like, hey, we paid you, where's the result? Or like, we don't want you to do this and that because we think this way you're gonna lose our money, even if that would be better way, right? So I just got little, not scared, but maybe scared, cold feel that maybe my vision, which is very untraditional vision of developing chain business, can be broken somehow with influence of someone, which led us to the conclusion that maybe she should become an advisory option shareholder, where she gets some certain percentage, smaller percentage, not investing her money, but investing her time. So we're talking like a single-digit percentage ownership, helping me with her time, opening the doors, etc. And then in case of high dividend payout or in case of exit, this is when she gets paid. Or I can purchase her equity at any point if I feel like, she bring me to 10 million valuation, but now I feel like I can reach 100 on my own, so I just exit, buy her out, something like that. But nothing with interaction with Arlene. Like, I actually wish I could have interacted more with her. Like, this type of healthy, logical, very wise conversation is something that I crave. And, if you talked about, general population here around us, it's hard to find the conversation which can satisfy your entrepreneurial cravings, So that's my experience.
She's been on Dragon's Den, like, I think from the beginning.
From the beginning, I think, yeah.
So like she's got all the experience in the world, and I don't know too much about what type of businesses she's invested into, but I mean, you're in business that long, you're an entrepreneur for that long. She has her investment company as well too, and I remember she was talking about she has a accelerator
program,
too. So she's heavily involved in just helping people.
That's
so I think like, even it's funny that the one thing I remember she said to us when we were doing our pitch on Dragon's Den in Toronto is because she's right in the middle too, so I felt like all the attention was kind of angled around her. She's like, I don't even think you guys need us. Right? She's like, I think you guys just want the publicity. And like, me and Felix were like, no, we 100% want the deal. And like, we told them, to be honest with you, like, $100,000 is it's $100,000, right? It's a lot of money.
You can get a loan for it.
But exactly, right? At the same time, like, $100,000 is not going to be able to just, snap your fingers and change our life in terms of what we can do. We need a lot more money than that to do that. But we told them, all of them, that the relationship and the partnership is the most important thing to us, which is still true to this day, right? Like, even from the conversation that we had, or that meeting that we had when we met Manjeet in Calgary, like, just opening a couple doors, right, with her relationships, like it could really take us from here to that next level, like, overnight, right? But that obviously means that we got to execute, we got to follow through on what we need to do, our promises, all those things as well. We definitely don't want her to do all the heavy lifting. Just point us in the right direction a little bit, give us some guidance, but let us do all the hard work, because I think that's part of the fun part of being able to start a business. And looking back to seeing where we're at right now, is really cool to see how all of this, I guess, has came from an idea. Just that's it, right? Came from nothing into something physical. So cool.
Yeah, I agree with you on the point where, like, I think they emphasize the money portion on the Dragon's Den too much. Like, I've been watching all the episodes, and a lot of time they're like, you come for publicity. Yes, we do, right? This is not like millions of dollars, and like, nowadays 100,000 won't bring you much. It's a couple months of aggressive advertisement or something like that, and it's gone. And it can be good, it can be bad. Like, it's a trial and error money. You can buy some couple pieces of equipment. You can also lease it, right? So, actually, from my small business owner experience, or like, feel like, I think they should more emphasize on themselves as a biggest asset, because I see them as a biggest asset of the show. Not asset, like, asset is not the right word, the human resource, where the right part of opening the doors, networking, etc. This is what we come from. We don't come for their money. We don't want to look in their wallets. It's
No.
if anything, I'm actually thinking like when you're selling the portion of your company, if you have an investor, multi-million investor in front of you, this should be a payday for yourself.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm like logically trying to understand, I'm giving up 10 or 20% of my company. I'm getting money, but I'm spending it on the company. So this is where
Yeah,
there is a paradox of investment, right?
Yeah, we're about to do our like a pre-seed and like friends, family kind of angel round for investing because like I said, more capital, we'll just be able to do more stuff. And that's exactly the conversations that we've had. Is that we don't just want random people to be investing. It's like the money's great. That's one side of it. But it's like, okay, well, what if you have an investor that, owns 3 liquor stores, for example? Do you think he's going to put your product in store? Absolutely. Right. It would not make sense if he didn't. So you're right. It's like the money is one side, but sometimes the money is not even important.
Yeah. We talked about serious part, numbers, and like the potential good and bad scenarios, etc. But was it fun? Anything happened that you can remember for the rest of your life?
Yeah, there's one moment where I was trying to make an example because, like I said, the combination of green tea and cognac, it's like really well known in Asia, right?
Yeah.
So people would enjoy it in the 80s and 90s when it was like super popular, right? When it first kind of came out. So a lot of those people that tried it back then are a lot older now, right? Like they'll be in their 40s or 50s, right? I was trying to make the reference and talk about how when people drink it that are older, have this nostalgia feeling. A lot of them will say, oh I remember drinking this when I was 19, 20, right? And by doing so, the way I don't remember the exact words that I used, but the way I worded it in front of them is basically I called them all old, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. So and they're like, hold on, you guys just call us old? I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, and the whole time, because we don't get to see what episode or what they're gonna air, right?
You was hoping it's not gonna air.
Please don't put that in there. Please don't put that in there. Yeah, but thankfully they cut it. So it was like a big sigh of relief because we watched when we did our or when the episode aired, we did a watch party. Yeah. And we had like close to 200 people there in like a theater over at Capilano University. And we're sitting there. I was like, God, please don't put that in. Please don't put it in. And it wasn't in, so that was good. But it's something I'll always kind of remember. Yeah.
For me, they made us like a little compressed. Like our episode was 5 businesses instead of 4. Usually they put 4 in 45 minutes. Yeah. For us, it was 5. So my pitch, I like how they put it together, very constructive, etc. But they completely removed most of my emotional reactions on certain things.
How long were you in there filming?
Like around 1 hour.
Yeah.
45 to 1 hour. Yeah. I don't remember a lot of things that I said, but I said something stupid, but I was hoping it's not gonna air it. But I cannot call it funny story, but I went through such a huge stress on the day of Dragon's Den. So we sell coffee bikes, right? So I brought coffee bike on the shoot. Yeah. That was not my coffee bike. It was just one of our network owners in Barrie, Ontario, which is 2 hours away. So I rented the bike from him and we just put a custom branding of our main logo. And then in the morning, the day before the shooting, we had to bring it there.
Yeah.
We send the loading truck, everything's supposed to be good. And then they are sending me the picture and the delivery guy is calling, like all frustrated. The picture is literally bike flipped upside down.
Oh.
So like looking to the air.
How did they?
During they brought the flat deck, and during the loading, the angle was too steep, so the bike flipped backwards because of the weight distribution.
Didn't strap it down or anything?
Like not in the correct way. Let's call it this way. Yeah. That was like my whole. What do I do? Like it's my main prop. I need to drive.
House.
Well, we made it work. The thing is, the back door was jammed, so we couldn't access the back. So they brought it to Dragon's Den backstage, and the whole backstage was running around looking for the drills and the tools, so we can open the door, change the locks and everything. Made it work, but we made it work just on time. couple elements inside cracked as well, so we had to fix it as well, so it looks everything presentable on the screen. But yeah, that was like a little thin line where we probably could have ended up without an episode. Like,
I can only imagine how like stressful that would have been. Like nothing went wrong for us. We didn't have any issues. Like nothing near as bad as that. I can only imagine. But I remember standing in front of the door before walking into the studio. Yeah. And I looked down on my chest, and my shirt is going like this. Oh, the heart, just from how hard. It wasn't beating fast, but it was just like boom, boom, boom. And then we walked in, and they have the big doors, right? The big orange doors. You walk in, and then you turn left, and but all the nerves just like disappeared as soon as we stepped on the X, and they said like go or whatever. All those nerves just like disappeared. It was the weirdest thing, because I was like, oh my god, we're so nervous. Like, am I gonna mess up on on the pitch or whatnot? Like, how are they gonna be? Are they gonna be ruthless? Like, are they gonna call our business stupid? Like, who knows? But at least for us, like, they were really nice, and I wish we had access to the entire episode.
I want to watch it.
Like, just to watch it, but to use, because like the first, I'd say, and they didn't air any of this, but the first like maybe 10-15 minutes or so, we were just like cracking jokes, we were laughing. Like, they were like saying, you guys are just salesmen, like you guys could sell like water to a fish, basically. That's what Michelle said, something along the lines of that. And it was just we had such a good time. And then I think it was Manjeet, she's like, okay, like let's get back to business. We were just joking around, laughing so much. But yeah, they didn't air any of that stuff, but it would have been cool to just like have access to all that media.
For me, it was easy to enter because I was driving.
Oh,
so
right.
It was easy. It was easy to ride in.
Yeah.
So the actual, penetration of the line, entrance line was like much faster than for you guys.
Smoothed it.
So I sweeped it. And what I found like kind of surprising is the communication. It's great communication, but the way they interact in between each other, they always cut each other out. Like, I'm trying to answer one question, and then there is already another driver is like, wait, this is not like,
I think that happened to Brian. Brian had a question that asked, and then I think I was trying to answer, and then I don't remember who it was, kept jumping in. I was like, I'm trying to answer Brian's question.
Yeah.
I felt bad. But...
And you want to give a full answer because you take every question serious. But for them, like at some point I start to kind of process like what part of it is show, what part do they now cut each other because it's part of the show. They want to create some sort of like little...
I don't know.
For me, they created a conflict on the editing.
Oh, yeah.
So not with me, between them. So like coming to the end of the pitch, offers, Michelle gives me the offer. And partially because of how I handled this offer, maybe that's why she never reposted any of my pitch or never responded to any of my taggings, etc. But like, she's giving me the offer. I'm like, respectfully, I would like to hear for the rest of the offers. Then, Vas is out. Anjit is out, as I mentioned. Why? Okay, reasonable. Then Brian, I'm like, Brian, you're going to be out because I'm not a franchise, right? Yes. And then... Arlene is looking at me like to my heart, right? I can feel it. She's like silent. She's silent, and
she's got a look. Like she's got a look where she's quiet, but it's like she knows she's the boss, right? It's
pretty
cool.
much. And then I'm like, I came there. I told everyone, either my top one priority is to work with Arlene. Unless there's going to be some mystery guest who will be like, Starbucks CEO or something. Or crazy. The second, I would love to work with Michelle for her e-commerce experience. And that's it. The rest, I don't know. It's maybe like now I understand with Brian would be great as well somehow if he can also shape his perception of businesses being not only franchise.
Have you had a chance to like talk to Brian?
We met.
We met afterwards, right?
Yes, we met.
That's right. He invited you to the...
Yes, we met. I'll get back to it in a second. But like, then Brian is out. Arlene is like giving me a good offer. And I watched so many episodes. I'm like, okay, Michelle gave me offer, Arlene gave me offer. Why don't they try to? I'm like, can we bring two dragons together? And here's how they made the edit. So when I said this, Michelle was for some reason talking with Brian. And there was a silence of around 1 minute. But on edit, and then after 1 minute, Arlene said, no, you're the only one I need. Around 1 minute.
Yeah.
Maybe it seemed 1 minute to me, but I think it was around. They cut this 1 minute out, put Arlene saying right away, hey, no, I want to do it alone. And me not giving it any thought, like edited the way that I said, done.
Yeah.
I gave her counter 18 to 15%.
Sure.
She's like, done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was all presented. Then they showed them Michelle's face as if I like completely ignored Michelle. Like, Michelle, and she said to them, what just happened? Like, why he didn't even respond anything to me.
Gotcha.
So and then they put the camera on Michelle, like all frustrated, and the camera on Arlene. She's like, like,
that's so funny. Good TV, right?
I can do it alone, man. That's pretty cool. But every time I answered the question, my face was like poker face.
Yeah.
Most of the time. We did this couple jokes with Brian. Like he said, "Thanks a lot." Thanks a lot. And I'm like, beautiful joke.
He's so funny, Brian. I think Brian's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying since like we haven't had a chance to speak to Brian post Dragon's Den, but we actually got invited to his office.
Mm-hmm.
And they did like a I guess like Dragons, I can't remember what they called it, but like a watch party kind of launch before the episode. So we got to meet a bunch of his staff.
Oh, Brian wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there. He was I think somewhere in Europe.
Because I asked him why I wasn't invited.
But no, it was cool. Like during our episode, we actually, so how it basically went for us is that when it came down to like the offer portion, so Michelle was first, right? She's on the far right. She told us like, hey, I'm not going to give you an offer, but if anyone, or because there's someone here that just makes more sense for you guys to make a deal with, which she's talking about Manji, right? And she's like, but if Manji doesn't give you a deal, then I'm going to come back in. And then went over to Brian. Brian actually said the exact same thing. And then we got to Arlene. And then I think that's when she said the publicity thing, I believe is when she said that. She's like, yeah, I don't think you guys want a deal. You guys are just here for the publicity. And we're like, no. I wish they shared that in episode 2. I should rewatch it because I barely remember what was actually aired. And then it was supposed to be Manjeet next, but because they were all referencing Manjeet, right? All three of them, Michelle, Brian, and Arlene. I was like, okay, why don't we do Wes first? And we'll come back to Manjeet be last. And then they did Wes, and Wes offered us a deal as well too.
He did,
yeah. So he offered as well. So
like a good offer, or like a little bit lower than
a little bit lower than Manjeet's. But basically we said the same thing. It's like, appreciate the offer. Like, we want to hear Manjeet.
He took it normally. He didn't start to say like, oh well, I gave you the offer. He didn't say this.
I think if he said that, I think he probably is. He's for sure smart enough that we have to listen to the
But sometimes they do this. They
nope, you make a deal now or
turn on the ego, especially like more like on the Shark Tank. I see this.
I think so. Yeah. And then we went to Manji was last, and then she gave her offer, and then like, okay, can we talk for a second? So me and Felix, we chatted just to see like what we want to do, and the same thing, we tried to get 2, right? Like,
when you chat together, can they hear it or not?
No. So we basically just turned around and took a couple steps. We're chatting, and then once we kind of decided what we want to ask for, we asked like, hey, would you guys be willing to do it together?
Oh, you also did this?
Yeah, immediately. Manji's like, no, like immediately.
Okay.
Right, and both of us were kind of stunned for a second, and we looked at each other. We're like, okay, we'll do the deal with Manji. And
was it what you asked for, or was it higher?
It was higher than what we asked for, but again, same thing. Like what we were prepared to actually, the amount she asked for is actually the amount that we were prepared to kind of give away walking into it. Because again, she's got so much knowledge, experience. She's got the relationships. She's got the facilities. She has it all for what we need, right? So it's a perfect partnership, right? Or business relationship.
Like if you ballpark, the company is just 2 of you, right? The rest is like subcontractions, etc., right? Like a co-packing, contractors. Because for me, Wes went out for the kind of cliche comment, you are the one-man army and I cannot invest to the companies where what if tomorrow something happens to you?
To you.
And
Okay.
I'm like thinking, but what if tomorrow something happens to you? Then I don't have money to grow my like not this way, but
Yeah.
I don't understand this type of reason from like I do have like team of up to 40 people in my local team
Sure.
seasonally, contractors for
Yeah.
advertisement, contractors of production, but this is how the small business is rolling, right? I would rather, I'm not an investor, but thinking maybe as a potential investor, I would rather invest to someone who is like carefully distributing the investment rather than people who take the investment, you know, and get the office, payroll of 100
Unload.
people,
Yeah.
you know, all of
6
that.
months, the money's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking this comment over and over. Maybe just the industry was not right or something, and I was also not like too much communicating. But like sometimes I feel like they're giving these kind of cliche answers to some, you know, just so they can have an answer to be out,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, I don't think that happened to us. They did make the episode like what really happened in real life
Yeah.
versus what happened like after the edits. Same as you probably. It looked way more serious.
Much
Way
serious,
more
yeah,
serious. So
exactly.
they like kept all the scenes where faces were like this, we're like worrying about what's happening.
Yeah.
But in reality it was we had a lot of fun. Like they made it so easy to talk to. Like at no point did any of the dragons make us feel like we weren't good enough or we didn't deserve to be there, which was really nice.
And that's great for me as well.
Yeah.
That was the same. I was feeling like someone was praising me or having a constructive argument, not like
Not
bullshitting.
bashing you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But watching so many different episodes and seasons, I know that they can actually do this. You know, with many other businesses, they can tell you this is the worst idea ever.
Yeah.
Why do you do this?
There
Move
was
on.
there was a guy, I don't remember what his business was. I think it was I think he was pitching as well too that day. I don't think his episode has aired, or maybe it will air later on. I don't know.
Or maybe it won't because I'm not there.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe the episode won't air at all. But he, I think it was like it was something to do with bicycles, I believe.
I saw the bunch of bicycles backstage.
I think
kids bicycles.
I
or
think so.
something,
I don't
yeah.
remember what it was because I got your stuff was there the same the day when we were there, right?
You were doing the next day after me when I was picking up.
Got it. Yeah. I remember seeing your bike. I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, wow, this thing's so shiny. I remember that. Yeah. But yeah, someone had a bicycle, I believe is what it was. And
They put him down, or
well, I don't know what happened, but when he had pitched earlier in the day, and then when we were all completely done, we're leaving the studio, CBC studio. He was downstairs, and just a look on his face, just like looked like he was absolutely defeated. And I was like, damn. I was like, they probably either went really hard at him or he's just taking it really hard. Like I had no idea, but
and they can.
yeah, I was like, I'm so glad that that's not us. So it was.
They told me that the couple pitches before us, someone almost fight there. Like
really,
like verbally, I would say.
I don't know how
yeah.
people can do that. Like you're going there to promote your business. Like you got to be respectful.
That's something that some people or a lot of people are lacking.
Ego.
Like
Yeah,
ego,
I don't
respect.
understand.
Like that's a tough one.
We actually met that night. Actually, I think it was like game 7 for the, I don't remember who was playing, but Stanley Cup.
Mhm.
Whoever it wasn't the finals, but I think semifinals or whatnot.
Oh, the Dragons went there as well?
No, we met Mr. Wonderful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at his restaurant. We didn't realize. We just went to a restaurant to kind of go celebrate with a couple of us, and I guess he's a co-owner of that restaurant. And
Did you chat?
Yeah. So we went up to him. We're like, hey, we just wanted to say hello and meet you and introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah. And we told him, we're like, oh, we actually just were like pitched for Dragons Den today. He's like, how was it? And we told him what happened. He's like, oh, awesome. He just took a picture. So we have a picture with him too. But it was kind of cool. It was like, it really felt like a good omen.
Yeah.
Right? Because like, what are the chances you're here in Toronto, you're pitching, you get a deal.
Yeah.
You're just riding this high, right? And then you go out for dinner and then you meet him as well too, which
all the signs, all the stars.
exactly
together,
right.
yeah.
Like arguably he's also one of the most famous, dragons or now shark, right?
I think he left because of some political altercations.
I have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised if he just left for money. I'm sure.
Maybe
I'm sure they got a big budget down there in the States.
Do you think they get paid?
Someone told me, I have no idea if this is true, but somebody told me that for Shark Tank they have a fund
Okay.
that will invest into or that
So
the
they don't
dragons can
invest their
use.
money?
That's what someone told me. I don't know if that's true or not. I know Dragon's Den's different though. Like they're actually investing their own
Their
money.
money.
So
Okay.
I have no idea what Shark Tank.
But
is
for the
really
actual
like.
time they spend there, do you think they get paid or? Because
I have
I'm
no
also
idea.
wondering because it's the, but also I think
So,
most
maybe
of them
they must
created,
get something because it's a lot of time to be putting into.
but
to
also I
something,
think
right?
most of them created their public appearance because of those
Right.
TV shows.
That's true.
Otherwise, they would be just back like behind the scene entrepreneurs,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like any
Silent investors.
thousands of entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah.
But the publicity, like, what can you do? Launch your YouTube channel, like put pictures to Instagram? No, you can go on this.
Have you had anybody recognize you just walking around?
A couple times,
Yeah.
like, like not something serious, but like, hey, we saw you like on
I
the.
have a funny story about that too. I was at like a concert, basically an event, and I was going to the washroom.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the washroom. I was standing at the urinal peeing, right? And this guy was beside me. He's like, "Hey man, I'm wearing this shirt, right? But so it has the logo on the back." He's like, "Hey man, are you the XOG guy from Dragon's Den?"
Yeah.
I look over. I'm like, "Yeah, that's me, man." And
Did you twist?
yeah, right.
180.
How you doing, man? Yeah. So it's funny. It happens from time to time too. Were you on Dragon's Den? Are you this or oh, I saw you on this or that? So it's kind of cool that happens. But
there is something in it, right? Like I was running my business for the first half of it in silent mode. I was actually feeling like, well, the whole front end, it should be someone else. There should be like. Until I start to create some content, and now we're doing the podcasts and also the YouTube channel. And I do enjoy this sort of at least minimum publicity and like recognition, self-validation.
Really
for the brand, but also for myself. I kind of feed out of it in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like, even when I rewatch everything myself, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let's do it more. Like, it motivates.
It's really good too because you get an opportunity to connect with people and your fans, the ambassadors, and like you're able to now create a story, and like that's a big part of marketing. Marketing is storytelling, right? People and selling as well too, right? People never remember what you say, right? What they always say is that they remember how you make them feel, right? They always remember a feeling, right? That you'll never have someone say, "Oh, I remember this guy said this." It's like, "Oh, he was really nice. He made me feel this." Or if you upset someone, he's like, "Oh, that guy's not really good." Why? They don't remember what you said. They remember you
feel bad.
Yeah, it made me feel bad, right? So I think having like an opportunity to be in the public, whether it's like physically in public or just online, it gives you the opportunity to connect with people, and that's I think it's so important.
100%. Like, I guess the last question I can ask you today is like, what's next? Like right now, what's happening with Triple XOG? Are you planning to launch any new product series? Are you going international? Are you expanding across like Canada in all the retails or like?
Yeah, you're basically everything you said we're working
really?
on. Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. We're working on some stuff to. I mean, it's a lot of work. Like we're not gonna, if we had the opportunity to go to like the US or Asia tomorrow, we just wouldn't be ready to do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of manpower as well too, right? So you got to be like well prepared for these things, but if we can get those doors open and ready, and then when we're ready to go, it's a matter of just pressing a button and doing that, then we want to be ready to do it, not wait. Be ready and then go through the process of figuring it out. So we're already working on that. Same thing kind of with the US as well too, but our primary focus right now is like let's get coast to coast across Canada, right? Like the biggest and the trickiest province to get into is going to be Ontario, right? They single-handedly are the biggest purchasers of alcohol in the entire world.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
in the entire world.
Entire world.
Then
right?
It's too cold there.
yeah. So it's same thing. Like without being in this industry now, the last couple of years, I would have never thought.
Do you think you can do like a warm version of this?
That's funny. Like we've had a couple people. I had a people. Where was I? I was at. Where was I?
Like a Glintvein, kind of situation.
We tried you know what a hot toddy is?
No.
It's like hot cognac, basically.
Hot cognac, okay.
The cocktail. And we tried it, or I tried it in Australia. It was terrible. First of all, I think it was bar that made it. It was not good. But I've had quite a few people now ask, like, is it good hot? So maybe tonight I'll try it.
It's a tea and cognac, right?
Exactly.
You put
Tea
the
can be hot, cognac can also be hot.
Yeah,
honey's in there, so
you just
why
sip
not?
on it. Yeah, and
I guess
it's good.
maybe this. What
Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm sure we're gonna see each other more on the streets of neighborhood in Vancouver.
Yeah, maybe we do a beer bike this summer. We figure it out. We get the balaclavas on.
The green balaclavas.
Yeah.
Right. See you next time.
Thanks.
Thanks.